Somebody's been bad. Tisk, tisk. Do you want to be a well-regarded journalist by your colleagues? Do you want to have a little success to chew on during your career? After all, the famous poet Emily Dickinson said, "Success tastes sweet." So how do you become a rising star in a very competitive journalism landscape? Story selection, kids. Story selection. Stories like Logan Paul caught saying the N-word. Roll the tape.
It's your fucking face.
I didn't make it.
I
didn't make it. It's sent to me.
Now this story is great for a number of reasons. One of them, other media reporters missed it. Taylor Lawrence, New York Times reporter, didn't catch the story. Who likes to practice what I would call Caesarean journalism? You metaphorically knife somebody, get a promotion. Metaphorically knife another person, get a promotion. You go around ruining reputations and getting a better job each time. Caesarean reporting. Do a little bit of that. And then you ask people to subscribe to your Instagram, which, just on a tangent, isn't it great when journalists ask you to follow them on Instagram? That rings of a principle. Oh, look at this. You see this big famous person I'm tearing down right now? How interesting their life is? Well, do you also want to look at my life? Follow me on Instagram. Caesarean journalism. It's a great way to get a better job in your mid-level entertainment media reporting. Let's roll the tape again.
I didn't make it.
I
didn't make it.
Quite the compelling video, right? No? Not that compelling? That's right. The headline will be good. Controversial YouTube star Logan Paul caught saying the N-word. Controversial YouTube star has a history of bad actions and making remarks in poor taste. And I'll bury the video at the bottom. I'll worry about that later. But the headline's good, and then I'll make a list. Make a list of all the other things he's done wrong in the eyes of the media without context. Gone to the suicide forest, tased a rat, done a few other things that I'm sure I can dig up on Twitter 10 years ago. Without context, of course. I don't want my readers weighed down by the weight of context or understanding situations or circumstances. No, make a list of all those things, and I can add this: Logan Paul caught saying the N-word, like a cherry on top of the cake. The cake of no context. But, ooh, it's a delicious cake. Pretty sure that's what Emily Dickinson said, right? Eat from the delicious cake of no context, taste it very sweet, have a bunch of handfuls. Pretty sure that's the poem. We found that in a chest later on. Kind of like certain parts of the Bible. But we don't need to worry about that. The important part is, great headline, got a history of pattern of all the other things he's done wrong.
I didn't make it. I didn't make it.
You can already see it. Make a great ABC News headline, a great Vox headline. Controversial YouTube star Logan Paul has a history. It's a history, a pattern, right? We've got to establish a pattern. There's a history of bad actions, making remarks in poor taste. What a headline. The headline gods, thank you for letting me find this clip that I can rip out of context and present to you and present to the world. I know the video's not that compelling, but that's a trivial part of the reporting of the story. The real important part, not the video, not the context, the headline, the fact he said it. Don't you forget it. Let's play the clip one more time.
I didn't make it. I didn't make it. I didn't make it. It's sent to me, bro.
But then I can also reach out to brands. I don't think they know. Do they know that Logan Paul's using this kind of language? I'm gonna ask them. I'm gonna do my duty as a journalist. Hey brands, have you seen this clip? How do you feel about doing paid sponsorships with a person that uses the N-word? Oh, you're not so sure about that. Oh, you're thinking about retracting your multi-million-dollar deal? Great, I can add that to the story. It makes it even juicier, even bigger. Now maybe Logan Paul will have to respond on Twitter. Maybe he'll even have to make a video about it. This will be great. I'll be the hero of the newsroom. I'll be driving the conversation. I'll be driving traffic. I'll be driving clicks. It's all part of the game of being a good journalist. Moving the conversation, as they say in the newsroom. That's a perfect home run. Got the clip, got the controversial title, got the history of a pattern of behavior, and I got a word from the sponsors that are pulling out and have decided to rescind on their agreements now that new information, character information has come out on Logan Paul. It's a great story. It's a great story. I can see it going viral on Twitter already. I can see the headlines. I can see the headlines of the headlines. We got Vice and Vox and all the other magazines that nobody reads but reshares on Twitter because they have provocative headlines. I mean, H3H3, PewDiePie, Papa John's, all of those have been big stories around the exact same issue, regardless of context. Forget context.
They put out a deck and said, the first question is, are you a racist? And I'm like, whoa. I know, it's a setup.
Those are big stories. This will be a big story too. But it's not a big story because I'm not making it a big story. I'm not reporting it like this. I'm making a YouTube video instead to explain how things like this can become bigger stories. Now, maybe they need to be big stories. Maybe they don't. I don't know. That's how you become a successful mid-level journalist. Story selection and a little bit of Caesarean reporting. But what should we make of this? That's a good question. What do we make of this? Well, unlike some journalists, my job is not to tell you how to feel. It's merely to point things out. The rest is up to you. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, leave a like. If you dislike this video, leave a like. If you made it this far in the video, maybe consider subscribing. Break down all the ingredients that goes into creating the soup of the digital media, modern digital media industrial complex. If that fascinates you, subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. Thanks for watching. See you guys soon. Bye.